Welcome and Hempkwaba to Hempcrete Ghana Limited's farming facility. You're going to see so many marvellous things as we prepare for the legislative instrument to be placed before the floor of Parliament, so that we can perform our widow's might in employing so many people in gainful employment, in helping to protect the environment, in creating a revenue stream for government, and ensuring that we can live healthier lives with the introduction of CBD oil. My name's Nana Kwaku Ajiman. I'm the CEO of Hempcrete Ghana Limited. You know, when I look outside of this window and I look far above the landscape, and I see that Hempcrete Ghana Limited has over 1,000 acres out there, I see a very vibrant working community. People who want to make a living for themselves, an honest living for themselves, who HAG have recruited to produce industrial hemp. I see a vibrant community of over 1,000 workers just in the cultivation fields alone. And then when I look to my right there and I see the silos that we will store the seeds in, Futura 75 seeds, certified seeds that come from France. And I see the warehouse there that we're going to convert into a laboratory. At least 15 people will be working in there. And then alongside it will be the extraction and infusion plant. Another 5 people will be working there. We're currently on land space of almost 5,000 acres. This is where Hempcrete Ghana Limited intends to set up its operations. And all this that we're doing is pre our application to the Narcotics Commission for a license. So we don't even have the license yet, but we're getting things ready.
My name is Rebecca Ankuma, a Project Development Manager of Hempcrete Ghana. At the moment, we are at Japan in the Volta region of Ghana. Behind me is 4 silos. The silos would be used to store our industrial hemp seeds. To my left is one of our warehouses, and this particular warehouse would be refurbished into a laboratory, a fully furnished laboratory valued at $800,000. This laboratory is going to serve as the main laboratory for all enclave farmers in Ghana, to be precise. The other part of the warehouse will be used for our cosmetics. We would have the extraction and infusion plants in the same place. The extraction plant is used to extract CBD oil from the flowers, and it will be infused with shea butter, our local shea butter that we use. This cosmetic department will also employ about 50 people from Japan.
This is the headquarters of Hempcrete Ghana Limited. It's one of 10 facilities throughout the country. We are represented in 9 other regions within the country out of 16 regions, and many of those properties that we have are 5,000 acres each, and we intend to create farming enclaves out of all of them. But this is the headquarters. So when I talk about having 1,000 people employed just across the way there, remember that I'm talking about replicating that as a minimum across 9 other regions in the country. One of the projects that is key is the Hempcrete factory, because we do have a housing deficit of 2.1 million, and we intend to build 10,000 houses per annum for the next 5 years once we get the Hempcrete factory off the ground. The beauty of Hempcrete is that it absorbs carbon dioxide and pushes back out oxygen. So it's very good for the environment, it's very clean for the environment. There are no carbon footsteps whatsoever. It may seem that there are quite a few projects, but it's the significant nature of the projects that really count. And so from the Hempcrete factory we go over to the wood and briquette factory. And this is also something that's good for the environment, because why should we be cutting down our trees? All we need to do is grow industrial hemp. It can make paper, it can make wood, it can make briquette. There's no reason at all for us to enter into deforestation at all. There's no reason at all, because we have a suitable replacement, a stronger replacement, and a more environmentally stronger and better replacement. And so I think that what we propose here has huge benefits for Ghana, because indeed it is the beginning of what shall be known as an industrial revolution.
My name is Ama Naiba Asantewa, and I'm the CEO of the Hempcrete factory, Hempire Agric Ghana Limited. This factory is located here in Japong, and it's going to be the Hempcrete factory, where we'll house a 1.5 million processing machine called a decorticator. A decorticator is a machine that will separate the hemp plant into all the different sections that's going to be used in the processing of the hemp. Our decorticator will be able to process at least 1 ton of hemp per day. So when it will arrive on trucks, and we'll have employees here on site. So we'll have employees who will be driving forklift trucks, feeding the hemp into the decorticator. We'll have warehouse staff, and obviously we'll be housing a block maker and a brick making machine here as well. So altogether, with admin staff, we should have about 15 workers here. So after the decorticator breaks down the stalk, the last part that's left, because there's no waste with the hemp plant itself, every part of the plant is used, but the final part is the stalk, which is the woody part of the actual hemp itself. That is chopped up and broken down into small pieces. With those shibs, as we call them, we then add lime and we add water to it, and that produces hempcrete. It just so happens that the hemp plant itself, when it grows, it absorbs all the carbon dioxide from the air. So it actually traps it and does not release it back into the atmosphere. So it's a very eco-sustainable and clean material to use in housing. There are lots of individuals who are interested in building their homes from ecological and sustainable materials. Hempcrete is perfect for this, and we want builders to come on board as well to build homes from hempcrete. Not just builders, but we're looking at developers, architects, town planners, and even the government themselves. We would like to know that hempcrete can be used to build office blocks, schools and hospitals. So with the processing of the industrial hemp, we'll be creating not only jobs for ourselves, but also for all the farmers who are farming, and all the workers that they employ to help them get the product from the farm to the factory. Obviously, if we're creating wealth for ourselves, then we will be spending more money in the local communities, and that will create wealth for the community in general.
My name is Ras Aswan Nkrabia. I am the Deputy CEO of the Hempire Agric Ghana Limited. Presently we are on our location here in Japong, which is going to be our industrial park. We will be basically operating most of our industrial activities from this location in Japong and Volta region. My main specific area will be briquette and hemp wood. The word briquette may not be something that you're familiar with, but I can give you a basic idea. If you recognize that when people are doing barbecue, they use some small shaped items like coal. That is what is called briquette. It has went through a process of densification. The process of densification is a process that goes through a lot of compression, very, very high level of compression to make it very hard and very firm. These resembles what you may know as coal that you buy from the different stores and shops and corner stores and so on here in Ghana. Sometimes you may buy it in the crocus sack, you may buy it in what they call olonka cans. This is the basic items that we use to actually cook with in a lot of cases. Presently what we are doing is actually destroying a lot of the trees to make that coal. And as you know, we are having a problem where the environment is concerned right now. The ozone layer is all messed up because of so many bad methods of producing energy. As common as this is, most people may not recognize how dangerous it is. Because we have seen the forest depleted, even your general community that you would normally go and cut down these trees that may be a year or two old or older. And because of the fact that it is not easily renewable, because it takes so many years to grow these trees. The difference with the hemp is that within 3 to 4 months, you can get a new crop. And you can send it through that same process of densification, as I said before, to make it very hard and burn much better than the coal. We are aware of the many challenges that general society have in terms of providing energy for preparing food and so on and so forth. So we are trying to make that be a little more easier by the innovative approach that we are going to be using to prepare the briquette from hemp. As I said before, that hemp is a very sustainable plant that has been used for so many other purposes. This is just another way of actually using it for that purpose. The briquette is not popular here in Ghana. As I said before, that you will only find it in a few places like major supermarkets and in some filling stations. But we are planning to actually make it available just like what we have that regular people use, which is known as coal. Because of its popularity and the great need, we are expecting to be able to employ over 500,000 individuals from these communities, which is coming mainly from a lot of the unemployed communities that we see here on a daily basis. So we're talking about something that the masses will use. So we've been looking beyond that 500,000 eventually, but we should be able to, employ that much people in actually producing and marketing it. Just like the briquette, hemp wood will be able to fulfill a great demanding need that will also assist in preventing the destruction of the environment by the many trees that are being destroyed and cut down on a regular basis to provide wood for the construction industry and the general industry that requires wood. We are moving in that direction to be able to provide the alternative to cutting down the trees. And as I said before, is that hemp is a crop that comes every 3 to 4 months. So it's renewable. Unlike a lot of trees that you see that are being cut today, trees that has been there for so many years that is not renewable immediately. It will take generations before you actually get them. The wood can be used for basically everything, making boats. It can be used for making homes. It can be used for construction. It can be used for furniture. It can be used for basically everything that we normally use wood for. And it is not just a matter of even saving the forest itself in terms of the trees, but there are many, many life forms who their habitat depends on having the forest intact. So many life species, different forms of life forms, animals, insects, so on and so forth. So it is not just a matter of protecting the trees, but the general ecosystem. This is where the hemp would come in as a versatile plant, and with our innovation, we'll be able to provide the necessary materials that you need for building.
Behind me, what we have here is our greenhouses, and they're an acre each inside. There's 3 of them, so that's 3 acres worth of greenhouse. So these greenhouses are basically going to be our nurseries. Here is where we will start the process of the cultivation of industrial hemp from seed to sale, basically. So we'll germinate everything over here in this nursery here. That's what we're going to do, and that's what we encourage for all the farmers. They may not have this type of infrastructure. We were lucky to get our hands on it, but we will show them other innovative ways in which they can have a nursery that is as big as this, and we will provide them, help to provide the covering and everything they need so that they can germinate the seeds and get ready for transplanting in the main part of their farm. As well as all the other products I've spoken about, I think it's worth noting that we also have a water plant here, and when we talk about water, we always say water is life. Well, we intend to infuse CBD into that water so that when you consume that water, it will bring about a calmness in your body. I think what's important that we have to recognize is that the CBD we're going to infuse will only have 0.3 THC and will be well within the law. It's not going to be the case that you'll drink this water and become high. That's not going to happen at all. So I know many people will be thinking that, but let me just clarify the situation to you. The hemp that we're going to grow now, the cannabis, Indian hemp some people call it, is not the Indian hemp that one would use for adult use or recreational use, i.e. smoking. This product, this hemp, is a hemp that can make your clothes, that can make a variety of products. It can make everything plastic, it can make wood, it can make briquette, it can make hempcrete, it can make so many different things. There are 25,000 different uses. So before you start thinking that we are promoting Indian hemp, in inverted commas, let me tell you that we're not. We're talking about industrial hemp. We're talking about a hemp that is going to bring enormous economic relief to the country. It's going to come with enormous environmental benefits as well to the country. We've been talking for a long time about the poor state of our water bodies, and we can tell you here and now that we will help the government and government agencies to clean up all those water bodies that have been polluted with whatever the toxins are through the cultivation of industrial hemp. And also the lands that have been exploited over a period of time to produce gold, where those lands that were once fertile no one can go on. We'll reclaim those lands as well, working hand in hand with the government through the cultivation of industrial hemp, because industrial hemp will absorb all the toxins, it will absorb all the poisons and render the land fertile once again. It's the same thing it will do with the water bodies. It will totally clean up the water bodies, and where we have some communities now that are short of water, that will become a thing of the past. Now, just down the road from here we have the Volta Star Textile Factory. It's been around since the early 1960s. It's basically run itself aground, and it used to employ almost 3,000 people. I don't even think it employs 300 now. Well, one of HAG's initiative is to start from scratch a hemp textile factory, and that textile factory will employ around 2,000 people, will produce hemp bath, and hemp bath can be used to make jeans and various other textile, curtains, mats, you name it, many other textiles. And as well as this, alongside, we'll also be producing cotton. And as it stands now with the Africa Free Trade that has been initiated, in fact the head office is here in Accra, we'll be able to trade our baft and we'll be able to trade our cotton across the many borders that we have. First and foremost, we'll be able to trade amongst ourselves, and then with what we have left, I think it would be apt if we then invited those from outside the continent to trade with us. We believe that it's about time that we stood up for ourselves. There's too many occasions we have seen our #1 gentleman going out of the country asking for donations. We believe all of that should come to an end, and it can come to an end because of this industrial revolution, this hemp industrial revolution. So we're going to set up that factory, and we're going to employ the people, or re-employ the people that used to run the Volta Star just a few years ago. We're going to bring them back into the system, and we're going to bring new people back into the system too, people who've never been employed in a textile factory. Once again, we're going to build the capacity of these people, we're going to train them adequately, and then we're going to put them on the shop floor, and they'll be working for Ghana, because what we generate, we recognize that we will have to pay taxes on that. We are glad to pay taxes. We're happy to create another valuable income stream for government, so that government will be able to stretch forth its hand in delivering more projects that deal with the social economics and the social framework of this our society, because there are many things we need. Many people are homeless, many people don't have food to eat, etc., etc. And by creating this stream, it will give government the power it needs to cover so many of these ills that are in our society. The vision that HAG has is being hampered at the moment because the legislative instrument that should have been passed almost over 18 months ago is still languishing there on someone's desk. We don't know whose desk. And the fact that this has not happened has meant that we can't employ the thousands of people we wish to employ. It means that the industrial revolution, the hemp industrial revolution, is on hold, and we want to take it off ice. It needs to come off ice, because it's not only HAG that is going to employ thousands of people, but there are other prospectors as well who are eagerly ready to come into this space and be a part of history in Ghana, and they too will like to employ hundreds if not thousands of people. So the industrial revolution is on hold, and I would plead to the powers that be that once they resume from their holidays, that they will take this up as a matter of urgency. The IMF have said we're now a highly indebted poor country, and there are other financial indicators that don't make us come up smelling of roses. We can change all of this. We can change all of this by initiating the hemp industrial revolution. We are ready, and there's people out there who want to work, who are unemployed. They don't know where the next food is going to come from. We at Hempire Agri Ghana Limited is ready to put that food on their table for substantial and professional work, whereby Ghana will be placed back on the map again when it comes to hemp products, hemp toothpaste, hemp soap, hemp shampoo, hemp body lotion, hemp mouthwash, hemp oils, hemp creams, hemp everything, hemp food. We will put Ghana back on the map when we produce our own brand, a brand that you can only get in Ghana, and we will spread it throughout the world. We'll put Ghana back on the map, but we need the powers that be to release the legislative instrument so that we can put people back to work again. I see a vibrant working community. I see an income generated in the taxes that we will pay going to government. I see that the workers out there will own their business. They will actually own it. They won't just actually be workers. They will own their business, and the money will go into their pockets, will go into their coffers to make their lives different and to change the face of their communities. That's what I see when I look outside this window on the landscape, far over there on the horizon. A vision of HAG, a vision of prosperity, a vision of change and mutual benefit to all, a redistribution of wealth where communities will no longer have to wait on government handouts, where HAG will empower people to determine their own destinies.